All right, this is Charles Tyler over at the Charles Tyler Show. All right, keeping it real on the black man's option. All right, today's topic, we are back. All right, for 2016, want to make this happen. You know, I've been going for a minute on YouTube, putting up videos mainly from the trip down in Brazil that we had in November for the Zombie Weekend Black Man's Option Beach Party. I hope a lot of brothers had a good time. All right. But this is a new time, new year. There will be another beach party, possibly a yacht party in November. We're going to be coming with more details later on down the road. All right. And I'll be giving it to you live. All right. But today I want to talk about why Afro-American women and Western women in general always keep proving me right when I want to be wrong about them. All right. Got a special guest right here on my show tonight. Buddy of mine. We've gotten to know each other very well in the past, for the past couple of months now. My man Chris over in the UK. What's going on, Chris?
I'm good. Black man's option. You know what it is.
Chris, can you do me one favor? I'm gonna turn the mic down on the music just a bit, but can you turn your mic up as far as your voice? You probably sound like you're far away. In fact, we're gonna pull out this and we're gonna see right now. Do a little flash out real fast. All right, get it right back on as far as the mic here.
Okay.
All right, on my end, there you go. You're sounding a little better here, but we had to do a little flash out to pull the sound up and all. The music down just a bit and all. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, definitely want to talk about this topic. Yeah, but a couple of friends of mine came to me. A couple of people call me all the time. All right, or they also send me messages on YouTube, and they tell me about their relationships. Like, for example, this one guy recently, leave him nameless, came up and said, man, is my relationship coming to the end here? I mean, me and my girl, we used to have sex almost 3 to 4 times a day. I mean, we were getting it in the beginning. And we only been together for less than a year. But now I'm getting the sense that she claims he's walking on eggshells. Bad sign. You know, every time we talk, it almost leads to an argument. And our sex life is now went from 3 times a day or 4 times a day to almost 3 or 4 times a month. Okay. Now, yeah, man. Poor soul. Poor soul.
Like she's going to him when she's tired of the other dude. So when the other dude isn't around.
You know what? I was going to get to that part. All right. I didn't want to really hit the guy over the head with the reality stick. Okay. But that right there is basically what I see too as well. All right. You know, it's like, how are we going to go from having that much love and everything like that to next to nothing? And the way he told me, it seems that she shows him love after he done did something for her. Okay.
That kind of sounds like tricking as well. It's time for him to get his passport and see what's out there. And just leave that behind, man. That's over.
Well, you know, some brothers, I will tell you this, man. Some brothers, right, they have a problem letting go. Okay? You know, they have a problem letting go. And I'll be the first one to say, I used to have that same problem. All right? I used to think that if I let her go, it's going to take me forever to find something like her, to find a better man. Or my pride will also step in and say, well, if I let her go, that means the other dude gets to dick her down all night. You know, he'll be in full time. Well, guess what? He's saying he getting more time than you right now.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, we let our pride and we let our fear control a decision that has kind of already been made. Okay. To me, you have to let it go. It's over. You know, you have to let it go. It's over. Because you as a man always deserve the best if you're a good man. And you should never settle for less. Chris, I don't know how the British women are. I mean, but, do you seem to have the same situations that happen over there? I'm not saying that you're any different, but the UK, US, two different, almost, well, actually the same cultures.
I mean, there's a big distance between what happens and how it happens over there and here. But on a basic level, that kind of thing happens. I mean, you've got good girls, you've got bad girls, you've got girls here that are loyal, and you've got girls here that are scandalous. I mean, it's all about, what you're attracting. But you could have that same experience here. I'm sure there are guys here in a situation, oh man, things will change, but they don't want to let it go. They don't want to have to go out there and hunt, start again, or, just letting the other guy have it all the time. They don't want to do that either. If you don't let this girl go, you can't make space for the next one, which might have you thinking, I can't believe I wasted time on that one back then.
That's my thing. I try to tell this brother, I said, look, you if you stop wasting time with this girl, because right now at this point that's all you're doing. Okay? Wasting time. Because she really wants to be with you, what you asking her to do should be easy. Respect me, let's talk, let's not fight, yada yada. Okay? And it seems that to me, only Afro American women and Westernized women, they have a tendency to not be straight up, because there's always got to be an agenda mixed in the middle of it too. All right, instead of telling the guy, look, it's over, I found somebody else, whatever, right? They'll look at this guy, wait a minute, this guy still plays certain roles that I need him to do that the other guy probably can't do. He probably got more money than the other guy. He's probably more, of course, he's a more nicer guy than the other guy. All right, takes care of my kids. My kids love him. All right, this other guy, he just knows how to throw my back out properly. And I'm catching feelings for him. So instead of, okay, you can't have your cake and eat it too. They'll try to have both of them. Okay. And then that's when a brother's got to really put his foot down and yo, look, I ain't gonna be no ace in the hole. But the reason why a lot of brothers do this is because they think they don't have a better option. And that's why black men need to travel. Okay? When they travel, and they travel outside Matrix USA, or Matrix or Matrix UK, okay? Alright? And go to countries like Brazil, in my case, alright? They see they got a very vast selection of options in black women now. All right, this isn't Tommy Sotomayor, and I ain't gonna sit up here and tell brothers to go get yourself a white girl. That won't happen. All right, I'm about brothers getting the color of their mother.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and keeping it black. But I want to let them know that non-westernized black women will treat them and appreciate them the way they're supposed to be treated. Okay? And all. So when they go and make that little extra step, getting the passport, getting the visa, okay, getting the airline ticket, and just do it for a week or maybe 2 weeks. 10 days at the least. Okay? All right? Come on down to Brazil. All right? Meet brothers like the legendary Mr. John Thompson. All right? Stay at Rio Rents for Less. All right? Meet your girl online before you get there. If you want. If you don't know how to speak Portuguese or anything, try online first. Get to know her. My man, I just have a man, Ronald Foxworth, on my radio show this Wednesday. And he told me how he met his wife. He did not know how to speak a word of Portuguese. She did not know how to speak a word of English. But the language of love took over. When these two people met each other, all right, he came all the way from the United States all the way down there to Sao Paulo. And he met his wife for the first time. Well, he even told me, he said, even when he met her online, he knew right then and there that was the one. And when he met her in person, you know, they just connected right off the bat. Okay. You know, so it wasn't even about language. And later on down the road, they start learning how to communicate with each other. Him learning Portuguese, you know, and she learning English.
Shout out to Professor Neil Turner as well. Similar type of experience with learning the language and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Learn the language of love.
That's right.
That's how you get started. Learn the language of love in Brazil.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks to Philly McFly and Buck Harris as well.
Philly McFly is another one. Okay. Him. I want to send a special shout out to Philly McFly and his wife on her birthday. You know, happy birthday, Jana. You know. All right. He's another one. Found the woman he's looking for. Stop being hung up here in the U.S. or even in the U.K. on relationships that are detrimental to be going down with the ship, going down with the Titanic. Because it will drive you crazy. It will make, you know, there's still that thin line between love and hate. It will drive you over that. All right. I'm grateful about all the letdowns I had here in the U.S. because it led me to Brazil. If I did not have these letdowns, all right, these heartaches, these heartbreaks, I would have never went to Brazil. There'll never be a YouTube channel, Facebook group, all this other stuff, blog talk radio show. It would have none of this would have existed. Okay? All right, I never would want to spread and share the word with a lot of brothers from all over the world about where they can go and get themselves a good black woman. Right now, down in Brazil, there are so many black women down there that don't have a man. So many good black women. Wife material black women. Okay?
And as the saying goes, sometimes someone's rejection is God's protection.
Exactly. Rejection is God's protection. Some brothers got to accept that. And once they accept that and man up on it, once they accept that and man up on it, there'll be well feelings for it. Okay? And sooner or later, they're going to find the right woman. Okay? But sometimes you got to go a step further and you got to get on the plane. Okay? I say those 10-hour flights that I take from New York going down there to Rio de Janeiro, they're worth it. You know? They are worth it. In fact, I find them exciting. It's led me to a point now to where I will be moving to Brazil at the end of the year. Okay? And starting a whole new life all over again. Whole new chapter. And I just want a lot of brothers to that's the point right there. I want to get a lot of brothers to get into the new chapter, all right, of a new relationship. And sometimes you have to do it with a new culture and a completely different type of woman. And when they do that, you know, they'll be much more better off for it, you know. They'll be much more better off for it. And I would hope a lot of brothers who are out there listening, who are going through a situation right now where they feel their relationship is on the way down here in the Matrix USA, and they think they don't have a better option somewhere else, or they think that they got to work hard to get another woman. I got a little couple of tips for you. Okay. All right. Actually, yeah, couple of tips. Okay. If you step up and step out that relationship that is on the way down, right? I know you're going to feel like, oh my God, it's the end of the world and everything like that, and I'm going to be going through some heartache. Here's a little way to remediate that heartache of yours. All right. Go get yourself that passport. Go get yourself that airline ticket. If you feel as if you got to save up some money, save up some money to get all that. All right. And while you're saving up that money, all right, while you're getting your finances together, which is goal number one, goal number two, tip number two, all right, is get yourself together physically. You know, go to the gym, work out, walk, do whatever you got to do. All right. You know, so come time, when it's time for you to go to Brazil, you have that money together and everything like that, and you want to steal yourself. You want to steal yourself away from the U.S. for 10 days. Okay, at the minimum. Okay, and you come across that Mrs. Right, or at least that Mrs. Right now. All right, you're gonna be well off for it mentally, physically, and even financially. Okay, because you'll find yourself spending a whole lot less down in Brazil versus what you would spend up here in the U.S. Okay, so like I said, it's definitely the right moves. I was watching. Check this out here, man. Chris, I was watching. I know I ain't supposed to watch it, but I watch it anyway because I'm so curious. I was watching the Maury show the other day, right?
You were such the father.
Yeah, I was watching it. I had to, man. They had this brother on there, right? Two dark skinned sister and a dark skinned brother with a light skinned baby. Okay. Now, be the fact that my father's light skinned, all my sisters are light skinned, I gave it the benefit of a doubt. I said, okay, the chances are that I can have a light skinned baby, You know, most of the people in my family are light skinned. Okay. You know. So I gave it the benefit of a doubt until I saw the father, the other guy. So they had the other guy, the neighbor. She's the neighbor at that. Okay. He a light skinned guy, old head. In fact, he was so old, right, that his daughter was 2 years older than the woman that he was cheating with.
Oh, wow.
Okay. The woman on the show, you know, so she comes up there and gives her boyfriend a lame excuse and says, oh, we only had a one night stand. Right? I'm not with him. He's a dirty dog. He's this and he's this and that. Now the brother, I'm glad he didn't simp out. He didn't simp out like most, like Maury. Maury's very sympathetic. Okay? Sympathetic. All right? He tries to get brothers to be sympathetic, on the show. Right? And he sat there, this dude was like, first he says, oh, I don't want the other dude. He's a dirty dog. He's this and he's that, right? Dude comes out on the stage and he hits him with, well, he's such a dirty dog. Why'd you sleep with him? Why'd you cheat on me with him? Cheat on me with him. Well, it's always an excuse. It's always an excuse. And this is the reason why Afro American women have always proven me right instead of wrong. Because they come with excuses. Well, we were going through problems, or you were working too much, or this, or that. So that is the adequate reason why you give up ass to any old body, some old man at that, our neighbor at that. So everybody on the block is laughing at me. You know? So the other guy comes out and he's like, oh, one night stand? Dude, I've been banging your wife for the past year. Okay? One night stand my ass. You know? And she's like sitting up there looking all stupid. You know we only did it one time. You know, but she had a nervous look at her face like, oh my God, he's putting me out there. Okay? And you look at this baby, there's no way that this brother is the father. Okay? Of course, Maury comes out, and of course, Maury, you know, says, yo, man, you're not the father. Light-skinned boy is the father. Okay? And here comes Maury trying to be sympathetic. Well, you've been taking care of this child since she's been here, and and she's up there very hurt because she done ran off the stage and all embarrassed, you know. And dude was like, what about her? What about me? You know, I've been taking care of somebody else's baby. You know, because she lied to me. Okay. And of course the light skinned boy comes up and said, look, man, I know you've been taking care of my kid. You don't have to no more. I'm taking care of mine. So you step aside. So now we got a situation to where the relationship can never last. It's over. And Maury tries to game these stupid ass brothers, or if they allow themselves to be stupid, to take care of somebody else's kid and have a constant reminder of her infidelity. All right, that's not good for the kid. It's not good for the woman involved, and it's definitely not good for the brother who's taking care of somebody else's kid, especially now that the real father is coming around. A real man doesn't want no other man taking care of his family. Okay? And that kind of works vice versa on both ends. Okay? Yet, westernized women want to force this down a good brother's throat. Okay? Whether it's through deception, or whether it's through simply saying, me and my kids are a package deal. Okay? And that's why I tell brothers, yeah, you come to Brazil, and yeah, this woman might just have a child already. All right? Then again, she may not. A couple of brothers came down here and found ones that don't have children yet. Okay? But yeah, let's say she does. She doesn't push those kids down your throat. Okay? Everything like that. It'll be up to you to whether you want to take care of that situation.
Yeah, you get a choice.
Exactly.
Whereas in some states over there right now, as far as I know, you're living with the woman with the child for a certain amount of time. I think they can actually get you to have to pay whether you want to or not.
Yeah. There's a possibility that you can get caught up in paying child support for kids that aren't yours, even though your name not on the child in some states. I'm not sure if it's all the states in the United States just yet. I know in New York State, definitely. Okay. I know in New York State, definitely. I'm going to go and I'm just going to pull something real fast. And all. There we go. We're going to turn up the mic a little bit there.
Okay, we're pause.
Yeah, we're down a little better there.
Okay, yo, how long are you allowed to talk for the YouTube video?
Well, we can talk for quite some time, but we actually coming towards the end. Okay. And
How did you get that? Because I was told you only could do 10 minutes at a time.
well, that depends on what sister you got. Hold that thought there, Chris. Okay, because we still on live, brother.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, man, we still on live. But yeah, like I said, you know, like I said, there's those laws out here. That's why we tell them, brothers, if you're going to get into a relationship here in the U.S., make sure you get into something that is good, and she's on the level and you're on the level. All right, because now we got laws out here. If you hadn't seen Frustrated 2, all right, where my man Algri is Frustrated 2, all right, you know, it states it right there. You can be held liable for kids that are not yours, depending on how long your relationship is. Okay.
Wow. Say it ain't so.
Well, it's very so. Okay. And, you know, that's why I tell brothers, don't get yourself caught up in a bad relationship of a woman who has kids already, who's going to stick you with those kids, because just when you decide to finally do take the black man's option, she can try to stick you with child support and blow your chances of getting your passport, or have your passport rejected. And check it out, behind kids that aren't even yours. While some dude somewhere is saying, your girl is my baby mama. Okay? So that's why I say, man, you know what? Keep your options open. All right? You know, Afro-American women, sadly to say, will always keep proving me right. All right? Westernized women in general will always keep proving me right. So, brothers, keep your options open. Keep your head up. Walk tall. And take on the black man's option. And fly out of Matrix USA and get yourself a black woman abroad, whether it's Brazil, whether it's Colombia, all right, whether it's even African women. I understand that you have your little taste over there in Ghana, right?
Yeah, I mean, I went out there. Gee whiz, man. It was like coming to America in reverse. You know, I'm waking up and my toes and my nails are being done. Stuff like that. Crazy. It was a really good time out there. £1 is equal to about 6 of their money. You could probably eat for a day on the equivalent of, I'd say, 3 to 4 US dollars. So your stomach's going to be good. The sun shines there. The beach is there. It's a nice cultural experience. It's the perfect place for people coming from the diaspora who haven't been to Africa before but want to start on like the same way Brazil's, you know, Rio's the gateway to Brazil. It's the same way some people view Ghana as the gateway to Africa, you know. You might not be ready for the first trip to be to the Congo, you know. You might want to take it to Ghana first and take it from there, but it was definitely nice. So I'd like to shout out the Ghanaian crew across the world and Africans across the world. Africans everywhere, man. Past, present, future.
Yes, most definitely. You know, Africa's little sister is South America.
Correct.
Okay? You know, connecting right there, you know, right there with the biggest country in South America, Brazil.
I think, was it 6 of every 10 slaves went to South America?
That is something that a lot of blacks need to understand, especially here in North America. All right, that Brazil is the blackest country in the Americas and not the United States. The United States just so happens to have the more media coverage. You know,
That's correct. You're 12 to 13% of the USA population, and I think black folk make up 50%.
Nah, less than that, buddy. 13%.
There you go.
It was 17% at one time, but as you can see here in racist how racist the United States is, murdering a black man, in fact, if you hadn't heard, George Zimmerman is getting a Fox News commentary on Fox News.
Can you imagine?
So you murder a 17-year-old black child, and this is how you're rewarded, by getting a Fox News position for 6 figures a year.
Oh, that says
wow.
about Fox News right there. And just to backtrack just a little bit in regards to population, yeah, you know, the murders, that definitely doesn't help, but the abortion rate is very, very high.
Yeah.
The USA probably would still be at 70% if the abortion rate wasn't so high. Family planning clinics in just about every suburban slash hood.
But you got to realize how this is all. Yeah, true that. But the thing about it is too, is that a lot of these abortions didn't have to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. If they keep saying, I keep hearing the slurs from Afro American women. Oh, these women down here are sluts down in Brazil. They whores. You're gonna get AIDS. You don't get this. And you gonna get that. Right. I got a better chance of getting burnt up here than I would down there. Plus, you know, they don't use, a lot of the women down there don't use children as a pawn like they do up here.
Oh right. Yeah, I mean they haven't got white daddy as backup, so they have to play it differently.
They do a lot of this. They do have a little bit of a welfare system, but it ain't like the United States. United States and probably the UK too as well. You have a baby, they'll get you a house, they'll get you 15. Like for example, I think over there in California, you get up to $2,500 a month worth of public assistance.
But that's not going to last forever. They actually started this welfare reform in the USA. There's welfare reform in the UK. You could still get those things, but you're not going to be able to get it as easy as somebody would have done, say, in the late 90s, early 2000s. Because they haven't got the money no more. So they're basically saying, get off the tip. Ain't giving you nothing to suck.
The thing about it is, when you and I are very political, okay, we know these things, okay, mature on it, we know these things, we're very high on it. When you're dealing with the ghetto, all right, small-minded people who think this is free money and all I need to do is have a bastard child, okay, they don't think that way. They don't think that there's going to be some type of reform. All they're thinking about is money right now, house right now. That's it, me and my hood rat boyfriend who's got his pants hanging down right now. That's all they think about. You know, there was a time, like I said, this was a time also when the abortion rate was down too. It was around the time when Bill Cosby had The Cosby Show and Different World. Okay. And he made it cool for young black people to finish high school and go to college. Okay.
Yeah, that was very big. A lot of people went to some black colleges off the back of that.
Yes, they did.
These days, you know, you're only really coming out with a loan and you ain't really guaranteed a job. So
yeah,
the undercover is pushing you whether you want to go that way or not. They said you better become an entrepreneur. You got to make your own now.
But like I said, we're not, even with that being said, right? That's the reason, you know, one of the reasons why they're going after Bill now. That's white supremacy at its best. But that's another story. We'll get on it. But the thing about it is, when you don't have that mindset to be an entrepreneur, when you think small-minded, we are living in a technical era that is bigger than it's ever been. Right now,
it's only going to grow.
It's only going to grow. Right now, I'm speaking to you right here in Philadelphia, and you right over there in the UK in London.
That's right, London, big up.
Okay, you know. Now, if we can do that, we can also make money online too. Okay, but with us black folks thinking about welfare, okay, we're not thinking about making money right here while we're getting this free internet, like some of them do get. All right, so like I said, the small-mindedness, you know. So I would like, if any comments in the section will be put here for this video, I would like African American women mainly to comment on this one. Okay? Prove me wrong. That's what I want. I want you to prove me wrong. I don't want to be proven right. But every time I get these messages from the brothers, who listen to my channel. I get these messages from my Facebook groups. All right.
All over the world, man.
All over the world.
The brother from Australia had a piece to say on that.
Yes. That's why he's in Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
A footnote to the sisters out there as well. This is not just a one-sided thing, you know. If your sister, you're in the USA, you're in the UK, you can't get the kind of man that you want, you know, the kind of respect you feel you deserve, the world is your oyster too. The world is your oyster too. Get out there, man. You could meet that guy. You might not find him, you know, at work or coming out of college or...
But she has to know how to recognize them.
Church. You know, sisters have got options too. They need to...
Yeah, they got options. Here's the thing. Really, they don't. I'll tell you why. They do have options. Okay? They do have options, but they don't know how to utilize them correctly.
Not only that, for them to exercise some of those options, it would require a change in attitude.
Exactly.
Certain attitudes
That's what I'm talking
will not
about.
be accepted elsewhere.
That's for one, they have to start off by knowing that if they find a good man, not the man with his pants hanging down, not the man with swag, and all that silly, stupid high school shit. All right? It's the man that's willing to take care of you and take care of your family. He wants to marry you. And sometimes that man may just love you a little bit more than you love him. But that man just proves right there how much he's all about you. So change your way of thinking. He's a nice guy, but stupid shit. Okay? And this is the way. See, we up there talking the keys to where black women can keep their man. Or find a good man. But they won't do it. This comment, I guarantee you, when this video is released, I guarantee you I'm going to get attack comments left and right. Guaranteed. It's going to go right over their head. Just the same as when the chick was down there with me in Rio de Janeiro, African American AAW, Asian AAWs, was down there at my beach party. All right, and she was asking me the questions about why brothers are running away from them. Okay? They go walking down the streets of Lapa, American brothers come walking up the streets, take one look, oh, they're American women. Run that way, run this way. Here they come. We gotta scatter. She asked me why that's going on, and I tried to tell her. What did she do? She didn't take it in, and she walked away from me when I tried to tell her why. Okay, y'all saw the video. All right. Charles Tyler School's AAW on why brothers come to Brazil. Look for that video on the YouTube channel. Best believe I'm going to get tacked over this. This has been a long video here, my man.
It is indeed, man. But yes, a couple of things had to be said. And let the other brothers and sisters out there chop it up and put down whatever they feel is relevant. Let them express themselves on it. We don't always have to agree. Sometimes we could agree to disagree. And that's the mature aspect side of things, you know. Big up to Dwayne Banks as well.
That's mad ops to Dwayne Banks. Mad probably gonna get some special shots out here. We coming down to the close of the video. Special shout out there, of course, to my brother down there, Dwayne Banks. My other brother, Philly McFly Harris. Okay.
Mr. John Thompson.
Mr. John Thompson, the living legend himself.
Professor Neil Turner as well.
Yes. Yes, Neil. Professor. He likes to be called Professor now. Professor Neil Turner now.
Okay, right? Let's get that right.
Okay. You know.
Oh, and Dr. Umar Johnson for doing the show earlier in the year.
Dr. Umar Johnson as well. Okay. Always props at him.
Donate FDMG Academy. Look for the GoFundMe page. Help that brother get that school together. He's trying to raise about $4 million. He's on his way, but he could do with a lot more help. Just put up whatever you can. I'm going to repost this link in our Facebook group, Afro-American Men versus Afro-Brazilian Women Would You Date. That link will be also in our subscription box. I also want to give a special shout out to Alex Art. Oh, yeah. Definitely. He provided the art here we have on our show tonight. All right.
All right, special shout out to him. We're going to be his link will also be in our subscription box, right, just below. And please support. These are black businesses, okay, that we black brothers out here. And Alex Art, he basically writes what I say. He's all. It's like me and him are connected. Except for him, he's drawing it and I'm saying it. Okay,
That's right. That's right.
know,
That's right.
and his
Also,
skills
say,
are just. I mean,
you know,
two Philadelphians right here. All right, you know, he's in uptown. I'm in downtown. I'm in crosstown, and we just putting it all together here. I want to get that special shout out. Please subscribe to his businesses right here. His link will be in the subscription box. Also, another special shout out to my man once again, Ronell Foxworth, young bull, another Philadelphian who made the jump. Okay, all the way over to Sao Paulo. Salutes. These are all brothers here.
Big up to young Zeke as well. You know, your young bull as well doing his thing.
Oh yes.
You know. Oh, keep an eye out for Hidden Colors 4.
Yes.
Out next year, and the classic movie on Black Economics, 7 a.m. Definitely worth a watch.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
9 p.m. Wednesday, Blog Talk Radio, Black Man's Auction Radio Show.
9 p.m. Eastern.
That's right, 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. You know, the Charles Tyler Show, always copied, okay, but will always be the original, okay. I like to like to say thanks to my across the ocean brother here, my man Chris, all the way from London.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Big up to the London crew, Thornton Heath, Brixton, Peckham, stand up.
Hey, man, stand up. All right. And this is Charles Tyler over at the Black Man's Option. We're going to be signing off. All right. Be back again next week. Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
Peace.